Hey everybody, welcome to Workforce Gaming. I am Brad, here to talk about Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, which is the newest game in the Hot Shots Golf franchise, or Everybody's Golf franchise, depending on where you're from. Kind of pulling a Yakuza like a dragon and combining our two names together there. I'm a huge fan of the Hot Shots Golf franchise, have been for a very, very long time. It's been running since the original PlayStation. It's kind of been this, the weird PlayStation has their own exclusive golf game, and not only that, but it is one of the best golf games out there, and this franchise has just kind of lived on ever since. This new one, though, is a little bit different. So Hanz is the developer of all of the Hot Shots golf games, I think there might be one or two that they didn't do, but this is basically the first one in a very, very long time that Hanz didn't develop. It's made by a team of Bandai Namco now, who've done a bunch of other games too, but this is their first step into golf. So kind of the weird thing looking at this game is that it is a Hot Shots golf game, but it's not made by the team that's made the rest of the series. It was hard to put that out of my mind because Hanz made Easy Come Easy Golf a couple of years back, which I really liked on the Nintendo Switch and I think mobile. So it's a little hard for me to kind of think about this game without directly comparing it to that game, because I did like that game. It had a lot of issues with microtransactions, but the golf in it is so solid. And that's been the key for Hot Shots for so long, is that the golf is just really solid. So that's where this game comes in, and when you play it, it has the feel, it has the look, it has the style. Everything, if you're just watching this game, screams Hot Shots. Everything about it looks like it's that game. And even initially, I kind of was like, okay, cool, we did it. It's not quite as good as I think it should be, but I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it. I think this is good. And as you start going through it, I started to kind of feel like the golf is off just a little bit. Not enough that it's like detrimental to it. Not enough that I want to stop playing. Not enough that I feel like it's bad. But just enough where it's like, okay, you have the best golf franchise out there, and it just doesn't quite feel like this is the best golf I've played before. And I think that that's kind of one of those high bars that it's hard for a developer taking over a series kind of as iconic as this one is to be able to do. Initially, though, I was having a good time, but it's just one of those things where it's just like it feels off. Like the way the ball bounces feels off every now and then. There's times where I hit it and I feel like I was better than it showed. And it always just kind of felt off a little bit. Just something about it didn't quite land for me, especially after, putting in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As I kind of went through my hours, it just started feeling more and more like I don't feel like this is as good as Everybody's Golf, the last game of the series, or even Easy Come Easy Golf, the last game that Hanz made. The one kind of hiccup I've always had with Hot Shots is that I feel like these games do get repetitive. There's not, there's a good number of courses. There's not a ton of courses, so you do end up playing the same course a lot. And so much of this is just kind of like leveling up from beginner to rookie to amateur to pro to semi-pro to pro and going through kind of these steps and going up through these different levels. So you end up playing a lot of the courses a lot, especially those early courses, especially as you're learning, or even as you get further into the game and the game gets just stupid hard and you start just having to play the course over and over again just to get to the rank or the score or whatever that you need to get on that thing. The series as a whole has this issue where it's repetitive. For whatever reason, I was really feeling it in this. And that was maybe just a couple hours in. It's like, man, I feel like I've put in, 4 hours and I have played 2 courses only for those first 4 hours. But the game does have a few different ways to play. And it might just be the way that you play it. Because I was just trying to burn through challenge mode, which is kind of the classic Hot Shots of okay, you play 4 or 5 different rounds. You win each one of those rounds. You play a character. You move up to the next round. You play your 4 or 5 rounds, you play a character, you move up to the next round. So I was kind of in that for the first chunk, just because that's, in my mind, classic Hot Shots. So that's what I wanted to kind of experience this game as. It does have a mode, though, that exposes you to new courses a little bit quicker, which is called World Tour. Kind of the way that I want to think, the way that I would describe this is basically it's a fighting game campaign. So if you've ever played, an old Mortal Kombat, an old Tekken or whatever, and it's like, okay, every character has their own 35-minute 7-fight story. That's what this is. Every character has their own 7-round, but in this case, 45-minute, hour-long story that you can play through, and they are the level and setup that you would expect from an old fighting game. They are, one is, I was a cheerleader and now I want to be the best golfer in the world. Another is, there's this super secret shadow golf organization that's trying to take... it got to the point where honestly I was just skipping the story because they were just so bad. It was just the setups were weird. It's just a lot of just talking on blank, or just talking with the two character portraits. It wasn't really engaging. It was just kind of like, okay. But the thing with playing that mode is it does save some of the repetition, because that actually just kind of quickly advances you through each course. So in a 7-chapter character thing for World Tour, you might have 4 different courses that you get to play, versus going through the classic way where it's just like, nope, same course, same course, same course, same course. Kind of in classic Hot Shots fashion, to kind of mix it up, you do have, mega cups where the cups are just really big. You have, tornado cups where it's like, it has different things to kind of play with the courses, but it's still just kind of those same courses, and they're fine, but there's nothing that just stood out to me like, oh, this course is amazing. It's just, they're fine. They're good golf courses. Let's move on. Again, I think to kind of try and break up that repetition, this game does have a ton of unlocks and things like that. So it does not have the character customization things that Everybody's Golf had. So it's kind of a step back there, but there are, caddies you can unlock, characters you can unlock, outfits for characters you can unlock, clubs, balls, food that you unlock to boost stats. So you're constantly getting unlocks, which I think in a game like this is just, it's really nice to at least, no matter how this round went, at the end I'm going to get a boop, 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 and people are going to level up and things are going to get unlocked, and it happens basically every time you play a round of golf. So that in and of itself is nice, just because that does give you that little carrot on a stick to go, okay, I've played this course 7 times in the last 2 hours, but I'm going to get a new character, but I'm going to get a new access to this new thing when you do it. So that's all there. It does have a wacky golf mode that's kind of fun to mess around with for 10 minutes, where your ball will just explode and kind of go off in a random direction, kind of leads to just kind of some craziness. However, it's also one of those things where but now I just have, even in a game where I felt like I didn't quite have the amount of control I have, now I have even less control. There's a couple other modes in there too, where it's doing wacky things to the ball and changing up different things. So I didn't play multiplayer at all. Probably a little bit more fun if you're playing, couch co-op or something, but playing by myself was, okay, this is interesting, cool, great, you threw it in there, there's more ways to play. Ultimately, Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, I think it's like a serviceable golf game. I think my biggest disappointments is just the branding on this. If this was just kind of, a whatever, here's a golf game, I think I would feel a little bit better about it, but it's just that, man, I saw Hot Shots and I was excited. I love Hot Shots. It's so good. And it's like, this one's just not quite. It's not quite as good. Everything about it's just like a half step back. I'm feeling the repetition. The golf's not quite as good. The courses aren't quite as good. Everything's just that one half step back from a normal Hot Shots game. And I think that just kind of left me feeling underwhelmed. And I think that kind of impacts how I feel about the game, because of how it fits into the series as, okay, we switched developers. Okay, the game's not quite as good. Just it has so many little things going against it that it's, as much as I'm enjoying it, as much as I've put in, several hours and tons of hours, and I'm going to put in tons more hours after this because I am having fun at the end of the day, it's just not quite up to the legacy of the series that it's a new piece of. So we are Workforce Gaming. Subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment below. There's a link to support us on Patreon as well. We'll see you later.